Good morning. I just want to give you a quick update on some of the seedlings that I started a couple of weeks ago. So here we go. This is some basil. I usually start it out in the garden, but because we're still a few weeks out from spring, I decided to start it indoors. I've got some tomatillos, some artichokes, some various tomatoes. I've got some very nice peppers started, and you can see they're just barely starting to come up. And these are just a few of the seedlings that I've started in the house. This is my arrow garden. It's got some parsley growing, some basil, some dill just started to grow right here. So, and I've got an orchid that just opened up here. Let's see if I can get you a better picture of it. So these are some additional seeds that I have growing in my laundry room. I've got all kinds of flowers. I've got some zinnias growing, some dahlias. I started some strawberries in here. I've got some rhubarb, Roma tomatoes, some tomatillos back there. Over on this side, I have some more basil. I have some dill growing, my Jimmy Nardello peppers and some bell peppers. Down on the second shelf, I've got quite a few tomatoes. I grow a lot of flowers and tomatoes, and a lot of the other things like cucumbers and things like that, I start actually out in the garden. So it's a nice cloudy day. Sorry, somebody's working on their front yard out there, but it's a great day to film. I just wanted to show you some of the onions that we've been picking in one of my raised beds. And I noticed there's some tulips that just opened up. Aren't they pretty? Oh my goodness, they're beautiful. So I've got a couple of those starting to open up. Got a couple little miniature roses here. This is some endive over in the corner. In this bed, I've got some chives growing in the corner. This is all of my garlic. You can see I've got quite a bit here in this raised bed. It's doing really well. I planted it in the fall and it came up, and some of it's really starting to get thick and beautiful. And then over on this side, I've got I kind of throw all my greens and things like that in, all in together. It's just really easy to pick and thin, and it just works out really good for salad. So I've got some carrots here. I've got some kale, some romaine lettuce. I've actually got quite a few different kinds of lettuce in here. And as I pick them, I actually replant all kinds of other things. Look how beautiful these are. They're so green and beautiful. This is some iceberg lettuce. And this is kind of a little specialty lettuce in here. It's just beautiful. I can't wait till it's a little bigger. We'll have that in our salad. And this monstrosity over here is an artichoke plant that I planted last summer. And it's just, thank goodness I put it on the corner, because it's covered up my light and everything. It's just enormous. I've got some peas starting to grow up, these little strings that I put up. I don't see any peas yet, but I've got all kinds of pea plants starting to grow. It's kind of mixed in with my green manure. I took most of it out, but I left this in here to grow because I've got peas growing. They're gonna put a lot of nitrogen into the soil, so this is gonna be a really good bed. I think I'm gonna put my peppers here. I've got a composting machine over here, which I try to use as much as I can. Again, this is more romaine lettuce. And I love to eat salads every night, so I've got all kinds of different things I put in it. Again, a little kale patch over here. I've got some smaller cauliflowers growing. And then in this bed over here, I've actually got some large cauliflowers. Just starting to get some heads on my cauliflowers. They're beautiful. So they're doing really nice. And then over here, I've got another little carrot bed. This one's actually pretty big. I've got quite a few carrots in here. I don't know, maybe on this side I can show you. you can see some of them are starting to get bigger, and again, more cauliflower. I rice the cauliflower and freeze it so it lasts quite a while. And I was going to show you, I broke apart, I had an artichoke plant growing, and it just, I made a mistake and I planted it in the front of my bed, and I had artichoke basically taking up like a whole bed. So I transplanted it. It ended up there were 3 little artichokes kind of tied into the roots, so I separated them. I got one there, and I got another one over here in this bed. Look at this one, how big it is. So all 3 of them took. I don't have much growing in this bed other than some kale. This is all green manure. I've got clover growing in here, which I'm going to turn over when we get a little closer. Again, more kale. And these are my beets. So I actually have quite a few beets. I actually come out and pick some of the beet greens for salads when I pick the salad supplies every night. So one of the things I do as my garden starts to get thin is I find little spots in the garden that don't have anything in them. And then I take whatever little thing I'm growing right now. It happens to be basil. And I just plant these in between like the lettuces and things like that, and they just take off. They get enough shade, they grow well, and that's all I do. They'll take off and they'll grow. Let me see if I can get a better picture of that. All I do is put it right here in the garden and put some dirt around it, and it'll take off and grow like crazy. Wherever I see a little spot, that's all I do. I just pop these little trays out, and these are just basil I'm putting in between my lettuces. This is just a little quick garden tour for today. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great day. Bye-bye.